Ever feel like English grammar is less of a clear roadmap and more of a confusing puzzle? Yeah, you're not alone, but you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to flip that confusion into total clarity, and we're going to do it by focusing on just one thing: verbs.
So, I heard this story about someone whose recipe went so wrong, they described their dinner as confused pasta. And I just thought that is the perfect way to describe how we feel about grammar sometimes, right? Like you have all the right ingredients, all the right words, but the final dish is just a mess.
You know that feeling. You've got the vocabulary, you know exactly what you want to say, but when you put the words together, something just feels off. It's super frustrating, but believe me, the fix is actually pretty simple. So don't you worry, because we are about to fix that right now. We're going to take all that confusion and turn it into crystal clear confidence. By the time we're done here, you're going to have the blueprint for building really great sentences. No more confused grammar, I promise. And here's the big secret, building better sentences isn't about memorizing 1,000 more words. Nope. It's all about understanding the engine that drives every single sentence, and that's the verb. Once you get how verbs work, everything else just kind of clicks into place. So we're going to break this whole thing down into just 3 types of verbs. That's it, just 3. Think of them as the basic Lego blocks for pretty much every sentence you'll ever make in English. Let's jump into the first one. All right, first up, linking verbs. Now, the easiest way to think about these is like they're the equal sign of grammar. They don't show any action at all. They just connect the subject of a sentence to something that describes it. They literally just link 2 ideas together. Take a look at how these work. The sky is blue. See? It's just connecting sky and blue. I am happy links me to my feeling. Verbs like is, am, tastes, looks, became, they're all just acting like little bridges, connecting the subject to more info about it. Simple as that. Okay, next up, we have transitive verbs. Now, these guys are all about action. But here's the crucial part. The action has to be transferred to something or someone. It always needs a target, a destination, an object. You see the pattern here, right? You can't just say, I eat. You have to eat something, an apple. She can't just read. She reads a book. The action, the eating, the reading, it moves across from the subject to an object. That's what makes it transitive. It transfers. And our third and final type is the intransitive verb. So just like transitive verbs, these also show action. But, and this is a big but, they are totally self-sufficient. They do not need an object to make sense. The action starts and ends with the subject. I mean, these sentences are complete all by themselves. I sleep, full stop. He runs, done. Now, you can add extra details, sure, like in she laughed loudly at the joke. But notice, loudly and at the joke aren't objects. The verb laughed works perfectly fine all on its own. Okay, now for the part that can seem a little tricky, but honestly, understanding this is a real game changer. Some verbs are like shapeshifters. The very same word can do a totally different job depending on how you use it in a sentence. Let's see what I mean. Let's just take the verb taste. Okay, on the left, the food tastes good. Here, the verb is just linking food to its quality. Good. It's just a description, right? But look at the right. She tasted the soup. Now, she is performing an action on an object, the soup. Same word, 2 totally different jobs. Here it is again with the verb look. On the left, he looks tired is a linking verb. It's just connecting him to his condition. But on the right, he looks at the sky. Now it's an action verb. He's doing something, and that action is aimed at an object, the sky. You see? Same word, different function. So the single most important thing to take away from this is this. Stop trying to memorize lists of which verbs are which. Instead, just look at what the verb is actually doing in the sentence. Ask yourself, is it connecting or is it doing an action to something? The verb's job, its function, is everything. So theory's great and all, but how does this stuff actually work in the real world? We don't talk in perfect, isolated examples, right? We have conversations. So let's look at a quick little chat to see all these verbs working together. Just listen to this quick exchange. I feel tired today. That's because you worked too much. Yeah, I completed a big project. I'm going to sleep early tonight. Sounds totally normal, doesn't it? But hidden inside that simple chat, all 3 of our verb types are working in perfect harmony. Let's pick it apart. So that first line, I feel tired today.
Here, the verb feel isn't an action you're doing to something else. It's connecting the subject, I, to how I'm feeling, which is tired. So that's our classic linking verb right there. Okay, next up, you worked too much. The verb is worked. Ask yourself, is there an object getting the action? Is someone being worked? Nope. The person just worked. The sentence is complete. That makes worked an intransitive verb. And finally, I completed a big project. What did I complete? A big project. See? The action of completing is transferred directly to an object, and that makes completed a transitive verb. See how they all mix together to make a conversation flow? It's pretty cool. So what's the big deal? Why does any of this matter? It's simple, really. Understanding this basic structure is the key to speaking with real confidence. It's what helps you stop translating everything in your head and start building correct, natural-sounding sentences just automatically. So let's recap the 3 big rules one last time. It's this easy. 1. Linking verbs connect. 2. Transitive verbs need a target. And 3. Intransitive verbs are independent. If you can master these 3 ideas, you've pretty much mastered the core of English sentence structure. And please, remember this. The whole point of grammar isn't to be perfect, it's to communicate. Don't let the fear of making a mistake keep you quiet. Every single sentence you speak is a step forward, and every conversation is a new chance to get better. So we started this whole thing talking about confused pasta, but now you have the recipe. You have the blueprint for clear, strong, well-structured sentences. The only question left is, what are you going to create with it? Go out there and start building your confidence one sentence at a time.